I've really been wanting to come and share some things, and I've actually filmed something 2 or 3 times and then deleted it because it just didn't feel correct. But it's like I'm feeling so much pressure this week. So much pressure. If you look at the transits, you've got Jupiter in gate 3 and you've got Pluto in gate 60. So we've got this channel, the channel mutation coming from the root to the sacral, and I am feeling it. I am feeling it. I have moments where it's like, feel like I can't even breathe. Whew, so much pressure, so much energy. It feels a little bit like, whoa, stop the world, I want to get off. Everything this week just felt like it started moving, and I don't know, like every time I leave the house, I feel like everybody's moving fast, things are moving fast, like, ha. Anyway, that's not the point, but I just went for a walk, came back home, and I just felt like, I need to say something. I don't know why. I mean, this week I'm finding it really hard to get centered because my true self is a slug, is a sloth. My true self doesn't do a whole lot of movement, and people who know me don't believe that. They don't believe that when I tell them, but they see me in certain contexts where I've been invited to use energy and guide it. And so I'm using that energy. It's moving through me. I'm amplifying it, and so look extremely energetic. But you see me in very particular contexts, and true me is what would always be what would be called lazy. And that's the reason why from a very young age, someone with a design like mine, with no motors, a projector, is right away conditioned. You need to be motivated, you need to have an objective, you need to work, you need to do things, you need to prove that you can do things, you need to move, move. And a design like mine, the true nature, is not motivated to do a whole lot. It's about being. It's about being and just being. Awareness, free awareness, observing, watching, learning about life, just feeling into the flow of life, but really just being. That's my true nature. And becoming me is scraping little by little this conditioning off and letting it go. The conditioned Abbott, my mind believes I'm a manifester. My mind believes that let's make things happen, let's guide people, get everybody together, move them, make something new start, that's my mind's belief about what my life is. And what has been happening, I recently did some more intense human design sessions with a projector, digging into experiences that I'm going through, and really more internal experiences than they are external. But I said to her at a certain point, like, my body is destroying my life. Because that's the way my mind interprets it. My mind has been watching the changes that my body is taking me through, and my mind goes, "You're destroying my life." Let's look back over the last years. I spent years building a dance school. Well, my body was for the last. Let's see. I started that in 2007. I closed in 2021, so 14 years. Or yeah, 2 cycles of 7 years. In the middle, in 2014, was when I had my pulmonary embolism. And that's when my body just was like louder and louder. Stop. You got to get out of this. We got to get out of this. Stop. Slow down. This is not your life. This is not your life. This is not for you. It's not this way. This is not your way. And it was just more and more and more until, life circumstances around me helped to invite me to get out of it, right? The restrictions that were imposed basically took my school from 220 students down to 50 and less, and this trickle. Like, it wasn't sustainable anymore. The person who brought me energy left the school, the person working with me. And I remember when she left, I couldn't get off the floor for a week because I felt the energies just go. And I don't even know how I finished the last months of carrying the school. I don't even know how I did it. It was on fumes. But my mind was like, what is going on? You've been building this thing and now you're just closing it. And and now what are you going to do? And my mind has been in freak out mode for a couple of years now. And it came to real head the last months as my mind was watching like the destruction of my life, because my body is relentless. It's like, no, now you're still trying too hard. Stop trying. Stop trying to make things happen. And my mind is like, you got to make things happen. Things are not moving. You got to get more students. You got to get more. Now you're doing this massage thing. So now you got to make sure that you get massage people. So why aren't you on Instagram and doing this, that, and the other? And you should be having sharing this and sharing that and blah, 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 blah. And my body was like, no, I don't want to be on Instagram. No, I don't want to do this. No, and actually what I want is for you to stop treating people right now. What? In February, the last times that I was putting out videos, I was going through a really strong healing process physically. And when I say healing process, it's what most of you call being sick. But for me, in my understanding and what I've learned and what I'm studying, it's a healing process. It's the body coming back to homeostasis after having adapted to biological conflict shocks. And I was very weak, no energy, and I knew, like, my body said stop teaching for the next couple of weeks. I canceled all my classes. Wow, that was a huge crisis for me. I can't stop. What do they think? They're gonna blah, 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 blah. And my body was like, you're stopping now. I was walking to class. I couldn't breathe. And I was walking to class. I gotta go teach class. Couldn't breathe. My lungs were suffering. And I canceled class 25 minutes before the class was starting. And then I went through this whole, mental thing, beating myself up, saying how terrible I was and blah, 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 whatever. My body was like, thank God. And my mind was going crazy, right? And that was this, real apex moment of watching the dichotomy of where my body and my essence is trying to take me and where my mind thinks I'm supposed to go. And has always, not always, I wasn't born thinking that, but very early on conditioned to live like a manifesting generator. I'm a projector with no motors. That's my design. Wow, what a different life that is. It's a quiet life. A manifesting generator is go, go, go. And that's how everybody's always seen me, because I learned to fake it really well as I practically killed myself physically. And now in the last couple of months, and after taking that break to get better, my body, relentless, said, well, actually you're gonna stop, you're gonna cancel your massages and your treatments until further notice. Like, no, what? And that's when I said to this projector that I was working with, my body is ruining my life. It's destroying my life. How am I supposed to survive? How am I supposed to do things? Like, I'm supposed to be going this way now. I'm supposed to start building. Building is a generator word. It's not a projector word. And that's what my body's been trying to do. Like, live as a projector. You have a chance in this life to live as what you are. And I finally surrendered, because my body is so relentless that if I don't surrender, I suffer physically. And so it's been a learning lesson. It's continuous. All that to say what? I don't even know. That the destruction of my life that my body is doing is the destruction of the life that my mind has been trying to create. And what my body is actually doing is bringing me into the possibility of a life that is a paradigm completely different from what my mind can imagine. Completely different. And so the life of someone with a design like me, a projector with no motors, is a life where there's not a lot of doing. There's a lot of being. And really, that's what I hunger for. That's what I hunger for. Truly, my mind, no. But truly, I mean, when I go back and I look at journal entries, I just want to be. I just want to be. I don't want to do. I just want to be. And journal entries from when I was a teenager, I knew. Deep down, I knew. I didn't want to live the life of a manifesting generator, but I didn't think there was any other choice. And my mind still doesn't believe there's another way, but my body is aligning me to that. It's that magnetic monopole inside the sternum. It's the magnetic monopole that attracts my life. I feel it and I feel it. I do feel it. I feel it like the cable to a cable car. I can feel it pulling me. I can feel it pulling me to move this way, or normally to not move very much, and pulling things to me. Becoming me is about shutting up more than talking. Funny to say that as I sit here talking, but if you only knew the things that I want to say, how much I want to talk, my mind, how much it wants to talk all the time. And no, I don't talk to many people. And I see now that I don't even really want to talk to most people. Because I don't want to have, I'm not, a projector is not made for superficial conversations. We're not built for that. We're not built for that. And it is difficult to have those kinds of conversations. It takes a lot of energy. And a projector is built for one person at a time when recognized and invited. And I see now how few people those really are. There are very, very few beings that are for me. And I am made for very, very few beings. And that used to make, well, my mind thinks that's crazy a little bit still, but that used to really freak my mind out. Because I have this belief that you're supposed to, if you want to be successful, you have to reach a lot of people and you have to make a lot of things happen. And, but I see it now. There are very few people that I'm meant to connect to and to guide. And it's really about being the correct alignment. And that's not something that my mind can understand and know, but my body really knows. And I'm trusting that more and more. And so, becoming me is about becoming quieter. It's about doing less. It's about a lot more space and waiting. And allowing for awareness to be the guiding light. Not doing, being, and being aware, beingness, melting into beingness, not having an agenda. And I'm deep in this transformative process because I see how much my mind is holding on to things where it still is really controlling, but it's losing control. It's definitely losing control because I have a body that's relentless. And since the February, when my body basically said, you're going to stop most everything and you're going to do very little right now. And I thought that it was destroying me, destroying my life. Wow. I'm starting to really relax into that. And as I've let go of trying to make things happen, which I can't do anyway, the energy never comes from inside of me. It always comes from outside of me. So it is so futile for me to try to make things happen. So as I let go of that, I'm starting to witness the way that life moves to bring what's for me, to bring the experience that's the right experience, to bring the right being, the right person. I like the word being. It's energy, aura, the right aura, really, the right set of energies. And at the right time and for the right thing. And what I see right now is my nature is to not have any agenda. That is my nature. And when I was a little baby, when I was a little tyke, my parents told me how I used to just sit and smile and watch. And I just used to watch and watch and watch and laugh at people and watch and just be. And becoming me is actually about going back to that. That there's nothing that has to happen. I don't know what's supposed to happen. I don't know what I'm meant for. I don't know what I'm meant to give to someone else. I don't know what awareness that's meant to come from me to help somebody. I don't know how I'm supposed to guide. I don't know how any of that. I don't know. I don't know until I see it happening in the correct connections with the correct auras, in the correct timing. And right now, the process that I see happening is to stop the well, it's not going to stop, but to ignore the mind trying to find an agenda. And to go back to my nature, which is no, none, zero, no agenda, zero. It's complete receptivity. Here I am, universe. Here I am in the flow, to be pushed and pulled by the right energies, by the right auras, moving me and pulling out of me what they need, whatever that is, because I have no clue. So this insane energy that I'm feeling this week, wow, what a learning lesson in deconditioning of you know, coming back to center. I have an opportunity here to really practice presence as I feel the world moving fast right now. That my place is to be a slow, quiet, aware, no agenda, cool presence in the now.